Hi, my name's James Lee, and this is the second assignment in Edc1200 focusing on the topic of difference and dominance. My assignment is based on the racism towards Indian students from Australians. I will be looking at and exploring numerous articles across the internet that will assist in understanding my topic.
Australia is a multicultural society where we live amongst others that may have different backgrounds, cultural beliefs and/or skin colour. Being a part of such a society means that although we may be different to somebody else, we are to respect that they have their own set of cultural beliefs the same as we have our own. Living within a multicultural society requires us not to discriminate against another for being culturally different. The Government of South Australia states that multiculturalism means policies and practices that recognise and respond to the ethnic diversity of the Australian community and have as their primary objects the creation of conditions under which all groups and members of the community may 1. Live and work together harmoniously. 2. Fully and effectively participate in and employ their skills and talents for the benefit of the economic, social and cultural life of the community. 3. Maintain and give expression to their distinctive cultural heritages, as defined in the South Australian Multicultural and Ethnic Affairs Act 1980. In Australia, 2009, Nitin Garg, a 21-year-old Indian man from Newport, was stabbed in the stomach whilst on his way to work by what some say was a racially driven attack. The killing comes shortly after numerous other attacks on Indians across the Melbourne and Sydney areas. An article in the Pakistan News titled "Indian in Australia, Racial Attack" questions why police don't believe it was racially driven, considering the man's wallet and mobile phone were found on him even after he had been stabbed. The article questions the motive of the attack, as surely if the attackers killed the man to rob him, they would have taken these valuables as well. Another article on the World Wide Web suggests that some 97,000 Indians are among more than 500,000 foreigners studying in Australia, an industry worth almost 12 billion Australian dollars a year. Asian Correspondent 2010. These statistics show the significant amount of Indian people that utilise the Australian education system. This is a number that must be protected in order to keep the money coming into Australia. Unfortunately, due to the attack on Nitin Garg, the relationship between Australia and India was threatened unless something was done to ensure the safety of the Indian population studying here. The push for the safety of the Indian people currently in Australia came from the Indian government, and this was enforced as there was a strong belief that the Australian police were not doing enough to ensure the safety of the Indian people. Protests were also formed in the streets of Melbourne that showed a strong Indian presence in order to fight against racism. The Indian people want to show that racism shouldn't be tolerated, that Australian police needed to do more, and to raise awareness of the growing epidemic in Australia. How I would teach this topic is dependent on the grade level of the students and the diversity evident within the classroom. In saying this, I need to ensure that my teaching episode is catered towards all of the students in the classroom and not a select few. The students must be introduced to the topic in a meaningful and interesting way to encourage engagement. This could be achieved in a number of ways, some of which include exposing the students to the content by means of a YouTube video clip, followed by a class discussion about how the video made them feel and/or thoughts they had throughout. Another way of introducing the topic could be a class brainstorm, where the teacher uses a smartboard and writes the words "multicultural society" in the middle. The educator is then able to explore the prior knowledge of the students before embarking on the main section of the lesson. It is through the introduction that the educator is able to shape the content for the lesson. The educator may ask specific questions to steer the conversation towards the content he/she wants covered. For example, the educator asks questions such as, what does race have to do with a multicultural society? How might learning about other cultures help to combat exclusion and bullying within our school? This is also a way of helping to reduce discrimination in the community, as young people have the opportunity to learn about other cultures from an early age. Once this groundwork has been done, the students can explore difference and dominance
by participating in activities surrounding the topic, such as individually developing a flag that encourages a multicultural society, or evaluating the school website and providing ideas as to how the school can make it more multicultural. The event allows students to recognise difference in understanding that there are many other cultures in the community, and that different locations within Australia may support a strong culture than what they are used to. This doesn't mean that there is something wrong with them, it just means that we live in a multicultural society where different cultures exist, and this must be respected so that we can all maintain a healthy balance within the society.